is Zane, and this is Altcoin Disrupt. Um, yeah, this is Altcoin Disrupt. So today we'll be talking about German cannabis company bets on Bitcoin instead of buying euro. Honestly, I would have done the same. After Elon Musk buying Bitcoin and Tesla buying Bitcoin, it's like, why not? It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Why limit yourself to making so much money? So much more companies are going to buy Bitcoin. It's ridiculous. It's so good for the space, and the financial market is going absolutely ape right now. They're going crazy. So, in brief, Symbiotic SC has invested an undisclosed amount in Bitcoin. So that's the company's name. I'll have to check out who this company is and what they do. But they're a cannabis company, probably for medical uses. There's also another company I'd like to talk about. It's called Cannabu Group, and it's another cannabis company. And I believe they just went public quite recently, and their stocks are already just going insane. Honestly, this is their stocks right now. That's their stock, Canopy Group, and it's been going absolutely insane. It's a UK company, came out in 2016. So you're seeing that there's a future in cannabis company because cannabis is actually becoming more legal and regulated in certain parts of the world. So what's next? The company says it's planned to hedge against decline in fiat. Now it's interesting that they say against decline in fiat because what's a decline in fiat? Well, the euros, the pound, the dollar, stuff like that. They're the fiats. Fiat currency is not 10xing. It's not 1xing, 100xing. It's not earning people money. Your money is not earning you money, but Bitcoin is. Other public companies in Germany have invested in Bitcoin as well. That's interesting. Now, that's interesting. I need to find out who these companies are and what their plan is. I'm also going to research more about Symbiotic SE because it's fascinating to find out more about their company and if I can invest in their stocks. In fact, I'm going to have a look right now to see if I can invest in their stock because I'd be fascinated to find out um, what's their mission, what's their company mission. But for any company that in this day and age investing in cryptocurrency, it's like a given. It's like Elon Musk has opened the door, he's kicked down the door, and I mean, Elon Musk is probably not the first company to invest in Bitcoin, but it's the first company to invest 1.5 billion into Bitcoin, to trust Bitcoin so much. And he's already made that money back. That's probably worth 20 billion right now. Yes, his 1.5 billion is probably worth 20 billion right now. Not joking. Munich-based Symbiotic SE has announced it is going to hedge against the devaluation of euro by investing in Bitcoin. This makes it the first publicly traded company in Germany within the cannabis sector. In a statement, the company said the decision wasn't based on the price speculation, but rather on a plan to hedge against declining fiat currency. Fiat currency is going down, and the government is starting to wake up, and companies are starting to realize that they can make a lot more money if they put their money into Bitcoin rather than keeping it in the bank. The bank won't give you that much interest. The next thing will be happening is that banks will be investing in Bitcoin. In fact, banks will be investing in Bitcoin, kind of like how banks hold on to real, actual gold. Digital gold is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is digital gold, and bank will be holding on to Bitcoin as collateral for their customers. That's the only way that they can survive. Honestly, it's crazy how the world is changing. Bitcoin is the exact um, anesthetic of traditional currency. Its volume is limited to 21 million, and that's important because no one can mint more Bitcoin. You cannot duplicate it, you cannot mint it. There cannot be more than 21 million Bitcoin. And I believe there's a reason why it's probably 21 million. The person who probably created it was 21-year old. I'm not joking. That's actually possible. This limit is fixed and inviolable, um, which the cryptocurrency decentralized organization and the blockchain tamper-proof nature is turned guarantees, said Symbiotic SE CEO Lar Mueller. Syntec, concerned about the massive devaluation of fiat currency, the company says it has more long term confidence in Bitcoin than in fiat. Hmm. That's interesting. It has more long term belief, confidence in Bitcoin than fiat. That's a first. And this is the world we're living in now. It's changing. Hard currency like the euros or the US dollar, it says, are not only centralized but also influenced by politicians who can expand the money supply immensely. This guy knows what he's talking about. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's not just staying silent like everyone else. He's actually coming out and saying, listen, this centralized system isn't working anymore. Bitcoin is the future. Decentralized currency is the future. According to Mueller, the cannabis industry particular has had very positive experience with using Bitcoin for payments, with several symbiotic subsidiaries already accepting cryptocurrency. Symbiotic stock is traded on Dusseldorf Stock Exchange. That I believe that's a German stock exchange, as well as Diosha Börse Extra um, electronic trading platform, and saw an uptick following the announcement, reaching a 3 week high of €27, $32.58 on Tuesday before the market closes. With its Bitcoin investments, Symbiotic SE is following the example of MicroStrategy and other big public companies that make the bet on flagship cryptocurrency in recent months. So there you have it, guys. However, it's not the first publicly traded company in Germany that puts money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin Group SE, which is also traded as Extra, invested in Bitcoin in the past and increased its crypto holding to 100 million in January 2021. Earlier this month, London-based asset manager Rufa Investment announced the company made more than 750 million from its last year Bitcoin investment. Wow, I did not know this many companies are investing in Bitcoin. It's not just Tesla, guys. There's a lot of companies investing in Bitcoin. He made more than 750 million from his Bitcoin investment. Tesla invested 1.5 billion. That's not too far off. Having sold some of its gain, it kept onto the remaining 700 million, which is likely to, you know what he did? He sold 50 million worth of Bitcoin because that's how much he invested. That's what you call a smart investment. You invest 50 million, you gain 750 million, then you get the money, you take back the money you initially invested, and you let the rest keep climbing. That's genius. He's a genius, which is likely above 1 billion now. He says his investment is likely above 1 billion now due to Bitcoin's recent price surge. This is incredible. This is actually incredible. And I love news like this because more cannabis companies are gaining popularity and success because cannabis is becoming more of a widely used medicine for medical reasons, and it's also being used for other reasons as well in certain countries like America, California. I believe it's legal in some part in California now, which is incredible if you think about it. And more countries are considering, why aren't we investing in cannabis when there's so much money to be made, especially if it's used medically. So this is the future, guys. The current price of Bitcoin is $51,000. That's the current price of Bitcoin right now. It's incredible. Current price of Ethereum, 1,823,000 US dollars. Current price of XRP, 0.5 thousand US dollars. Now, considering that XRP had some problems in this year and in the past few months, they've had problems. They've been removed from Coinbase for purchases. You can still hold your holdings on Coinbase, but you just can't sell it or buy anymore. You'll have to trade it on a different platform if it's still available. But considering the hardship that they've been in, their price hasn't been affected that much. It's been affected a little bit, but it hasn't been affected that much. I thought it would have been affected a lot more. So it seems like they're not giving up. They're actually fighting. There's a lot more news to talk about, guys. Bitcoin firm blockchain.com raises 120 billion in strategic funding round. Russian government passes draft bill on Bitcoin taxation. Russia has now moved a closer step into introducing crypto tax legislation after the country's parliament approved the corresponding bill in the first reading, as reported by the state news. Now, this is basically so they can get their portion of Bitcoin. This is basically so people don't make money in Russia without and get away with tax. That's what the Russian government is trying to do. Bitcoin reaches fresh milestone, but mainstream investors still skeptical. Mainstream investors still skeptical. Wow, I like that. I actually quite like that. It's actually quite funny. They're still skeptical. I mean, there's a time when they said Bitcoin would not hit $1. Would not hit $1. There's a time people said Bitcoin would not hit $1. There's a time then they when they said Bitcoin would not hit $100. And how ridiculous do they look now when it's at $51,000? Incredible, absolutely incredible. So, like I said, this is not financial advice. This is just an educational purpose video, and you should do your own research and make your own decision because this is not financial advice. But I do research into these companies like Cannabis, and I will be doing some research into Symbiotic SE and finding out more about their cannabis product and how I can probably invest in their company. I'm always looking for new places to invest, and cannabis companies right now are particularly popular for investors. And some of them are just getting launched, and some of them are just getting started, and it's better than ever. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.